The senior living and care industry has a marketing problem that needs to be fixed. And the families and the residents are the ones who pay the price for that problem.
Only 10% of people actually go into senior living because the process is awful. The reality is the senior living communities are failing their marketplace by not marketing better and getting people into senior living sooner. There is another way, and there's another way to be successful, and this way is much better for your business. That's one of the main pushes of this, is to find people earlier in the research phase and get people who may not even be thinking about it to start thinking about it, because they finally understand some of the benefits that can happen. We help guide people with information and value and care and love, and that's an entirely different experience for them versus getting 20 calls trying to schedule tours and just that's terrible. Here's what happens when people start working with us. When communities begin to implement our processes and our services, you get higher quality leads. It allows you to stop using the third-party agencies. The immediate impact of that is your cost per acquisition, the cost for the leads dramatically decreases, but it goes much deeper than that. When you get higher quality leads, now you're getting leads that are finding you in the research phase of their transition process. What that means for you is the lifetime value of a resident, the average length of stay increases significantly. And that leads to happier staff and less burden on your staff. And that's a huge challenge right now, is caregiver burnout. So if you're an investor in a community, it means obviously your investment is doing better. Your residents are staying longer and your people are happier, your occupancy starts to rise. Now you're not stressing so much. You have leads that are actively pursuing you because you have become the guide. Now you're not the one chasing. Now you have become the prize. They are coming to you saying thank you for the way that you are handling the process versus feeling like you're bullying them into a tour. That is the change that happens when you implement the right type of marketing system.
I didn't know that much about marketing beforehand, but I really appreciated Scott's approach.
Prior to working with Conversion Formula, it was expensive, non-productive.
It takes a resident from just meeting you to the point where they're ready to move in.
Brought in Conversion Formula with a very different approach. We were able to eliminate pay-per-click advertising from the budget immediately.
And there's a whole bunch of different steps in there. It's like any sort of relationship.
We started actually seeing not only more leads come in than what we were seeing previously with pay-per-click, but better quality. We were seeing better quality move-ins versus the very acute, frail, urgent move-ins that have traditionally a much shorter length of stay.
And listen, when you're an investor or an owner of even a smaller community, the reality is if you're paying a lot for leads and the residents don't stay long, it's bad for your business. Pure and simple. You have to get people earlier in the process. You have to be able to care for them and then extend that average length of stay. If you don't do that, you're always chasing. And the other side of this is if you don't generate your own leads, now you're purchasing leads from a place for mom where you're paying 100 to 120% of the first month's rent. That business model doesn't work when it's a short average length of stay. That cycle will continue. It burns out your caregivers, and next thing you know is you're working inside of the community, taking care of people, pulling night shifts, and that is not what you signed up for when you decided to invest in this space. How do you get in front of these people when they're actively searching for what you provide? At the right place, the right time, and frankly, it's a mystery to a lot of people, and that's why they're consistently doing the same strategies over and over and over again. This becomes a financial problem, whether you're a big or small community. The investors are demanding more results. You're still doing the same things over and over again, and that pressure starts to squeeze you. If you're on the smaller side and you're the investor, a lot of times you've invested all of your savings into this one investment, and you're really banking on this being, something that works and being your retirement. And when you cannot get the lead flow, when you can't get in front of your consumers to bring them into your community, you're putting everything at risk. You're putting your retirement, you're putting your savings, you're putting your livelihood at risk, and that ultimately has a huge impact on your life. And here's the saddest part about this. The impact is not just on you. The impact is cascaded down to the residents. This is why you have so many awful stories through COVID about neglect in these big senior living communities. It's because you're getting squeezed because you don't do things up front properly. You're not generating leads, which then has a cascading effect down into the actual community. But it's our seniors who need to be taken care of. They are the ones who should be getting the social enrichment program, the life enrichment programs, the socialization. And when those things are forsaken because the business model isn't working, there's a problem that needs to be fixed. All of this is avoidable, and it starts with marketing. And yeah, I know that's maybe a big leap to take, but when you think about the process here of making your business more financially stable because of your marketing, then you don't have to cut programs back, you don't have to cut care back. And here's what we've seen, like with one of our owners, Tommy, who owns a residential assisted living in Austin, Texas.
And what have you noticed about kind of the difference in the leads that would come from the referral agents and the leads that you've generated on your own? Are you seeing a longer average stay? Are you noticing any difference in terms of acuity, anything like that?
Oh yeah, it's night and day. You know, all the placement agents, they've got a different goal than we do. The quality of the leads have been massively better. If I had to do it again, I'd do it all over again. Everybody's going to have some online marketing. By far, yours is better than anything that I ever found before and would ever even try now.
Through implementing our systems, they've been able to attract residents earlier in the process. So they've been able to increase their prices. They've been able to have residents stay for longer periods of time. Average length of stay has increased significantly. And what does that mean? It means they get to invest back in the business. It means they get to invest in life enrichment programs. It means they get to invest in more caregivers, not less. These are the types of stories that make my heart sing, because that's our mission. Our mission is to be able to help our communities with the marketing side of things, but it's not just about marketing. It's about the impact that marketing has. It's about the impact that marketing can bring to your residents. It's about the impact that marketing can have to you, to your life, to what you're able to create, to what you're able to give back. It all starts with marketing. And the beautiful thing here is you don't have to become an expert at marketing. That's what we do. We do it for you so that you can truly focus on the things that you are extremely talented at. Our marketing will bring you higher qualified leads, increase your traffic, increase your tours, increase your census. When we increase that census, that's when you can give back. That's when you can do everything that you're supposed to do in terms of caring and loving for our mothers, our fathers, our grandfathers, our grandmothers.
I would say to anybody sitting on the fence or any organization that's continuing to try those old methodologies that are expensive, even if you feel it's being productive, try something new. There's next to no risk. It will cost you less. You'll see better results. It's common sense.
And before we started working with Conversion Formula, man, it was hustle. Like a lot of postcards and in person. Most of what we were getting was kind of like word of mouth, which you have no control over. So when we started working with Conversion Formula and started, generating our own leads, it just opened a whole new world. If someone was on the fence about working with Conversion Formula, I would say do it.
Here's the hard truth. The senior living industry is failing families who desperately need help. And the beautiful part inside of that is when you make the decision to market effectively, you not only benefit the families, but you also benefit your community and your business with higher quality leads, lower cost move-ins, lower acuity residents, and longer average stays. So that begs the question, are you ready to be part of the solution? Are you ready to level your marketing game up? If the answer is yes, then click the button right below this video and let's hop on a call just like this, where you and I can dig into your marketing and see how we can best serve you. See you soon.